Well, hey everybody and welcome. I'm so excited to be here with everybody. Today is Wednesday, May 29th, 2019, and this is our Team Prosperity meeting. Very, very excited to be here with everybody. I know David's got some stuff that he's going to talk about. I know Mike's put together a great presentation, and I've got some announcements that I want to go over. So let's just go ahead and jump into it. We'll open up the floor at the end for everybody. Thank you so much. So a few things that have been happening that I wanted to talk about, just a few announcements. The first, you all might have noticed that there's been some changes to the WFG login. We're all getting one-time validation codes every time we go in from a new device. Locks you out after a certain amount of failed attempts. And then also if you haven't logged in 90 days, you're going to be prompted to change your passwords. These are all great things happening, bringing you more security, which is very important in this digital world. So that's, really great. Another great thing that's coming from Transamerica is now our clients can actually access their labs very easily. This is what the process looks like. Once the Paramed is completed, they provide their mobile phone number and they get a text notification with the lab results. And they can go straight to the website and get that information. That way, the client is informed and they're able to get those results, to their doctor or whatever they need to do with that data for them. So if you don't have this, there's a few new consumer guides that came out. If you didn't get this by email, let me know. I'd be happy to forward it over to you. I believe this email came out just a few days ago. Also, it looks like Amex is no longer going to be accepted as a payment method for WFG launch. So we have very, very few people that use American Express. And I know that it's not taken everywhere. So just wanted to kind of give you a heads up. June 1st is going to be that cutoff for Amex use for launch. This is really pertinent to people that are doing their own Tier 2s or doing the Tier 2 startups for their team. And Legacy Shield, of course. It's a great door opener. If you haven't done the training yet, they are training on this a few times a week. So definitely jump in. If you need a list of those training times, let me know. I'd be happy to shoot that information over your way. And lastly, Green Carpet Day is coming, July 19th and 20th. Me and Mike are planning to be there. And if anybody or if everybody's there, we're excited to see you all and tour the home office and the WealthWave home office and get some great training in and get to see a lot of our leaders and get together and have some fun. So that's really what I had in store for today. Very excited to bring up David. David, if you want to *6 and unmute your line, let us know what's going on with you. We're definitely interested. And then once you're done, I'm going to bring up Mike.
Good morning, everybody. Can you all hear me?
I can hear you great. Go right ahead.
Couple things of information for everybody that we're trying to do things very differently. Also, tomorrow, I'm just giving a heads up where I am and what's going on for the back end for all of us. Tomorrow, I'm going to be in a meeting with LinkedIn. What was it called? Excuse me for a second, but I'll be there at noon my time. LinkedIn Selling Rocket Launch Session. It's for 45 minutes for free. I'm going to learn how to use this system to be able to attract people that we're looking for either on the client side and or on the potential business side. I've been working a lot of hours in the back end of a lot of things, and I just keep reminding myself that $19 trillion of business is going to be through social media in the next 10 years. That's something I cannot ignore. I hope you don't ignore it, all of you. We're here to help you. I'm here to continue to learn what I've got to do to be able to pass this information on to everybody. I'm also doing some other things to build some business for me as I'm building this business. And it's taken a lot of effort. I'm getting there. I'm working on it diligently daily. It continues to be a long process with a lot of new information. But at the end of this thing, I believe in what the teacher is teaching me is I'm going to be able to be one of the 3% of people who knows how to Facebook market correctly. People don't, and there's more to it than you believe. It's out there. So I'm working on it extremely hard. It is not easy. It is probably one of the most uncomfortable things I'm doing. But of course, I talked about change and comfort. The comfort level is not pleasant right now, but I will get through it. I urge all of you, no matter what direction you choose to be in our company, whether it's an advisor, whether it's a manager, or whether it's a consultant, that you grow and you continue to learn on a daily basis. That's how we're all going to get better. We're a team of people, and I'm learning something. It's called a mastery group that wants to take something to the next level. I'm learning this through the person who's teaching me the Facebook marketing. I think eventually we will have our own mastery group in here, people who want to take this to the next level. I believe that my brain is not stronger than 5 or 7 or 10 or 15 or 20 of you. I need all the help I can get. I ask for it. I'm here willing to learn myself from you all every day. And understand that this is a process that's going to happen because I know we're going in the right direction. There's nothing wrong with launching our business the way we do it. Following the system is a great thing. It took a lot of years to build, but I'm not going to ignore what's out there and the ability to look. And the guy who's teaching me says referrals are dead. Well, I don't know. I mean, people are still doing it. Still the old way. I still ask for my clients for referrals all the time, but that's when I'm done doing a deal with them. Understand that things are changing, and they're changing fast. I mean, they are just changing. I don't care what you don't see, because you better wake up and see it. I mean, you know that Walmart has just launched thousands of robots in their stores. Go look. They're unloading trucks. They're stocking shelves. You know that McDonald's now bought a digital company. You won't be talking to a person when you pull in there. It'll be a kiosk and probably a robotic arm handing you the food. This world is changing so fast. I implore all of you to take 30 minutes of the day and study what's going on out there. And then you can use it for yourself to talk to people. And you can't, what I also wanted to mention, you can't force people to understand. If they don't get it, they don't get it. I want to thank everybody for yesterday. I will tell you, for the first time since we've had salesjobs.com, I got booted off because we used our limit. So congratulations to everybody. I know our limit's a couple hundred. I went through almost 100. I got 6 videos out yesterday. 6. And I had 2 people that called back. That was 110 phone calls. Not easy. I hate this outbound marketing. I got to tell you, I'm the one doing it the most and doing it the longest. I'm tired. That's why I want to get ourselves the right funnel, to get the right people that raise their hand and then come to us. And there's a trick to doing it, and we're going to learn, and we're going to teach this thing over and over again, because that is how we're going to continue to sustain our industry, our business in a very different, unique way. Stay tuned. We're all here to help. And know that I am working extremely diligently at doing this every day. There's going to be 2 or 3 projects we'll be able to unveil, one very shortly with a woman that I hooked up with. Her name is Sue Jones, and she works with this great, incredible marketer in LinkedIn. And her cost of her course is very inexpensive, and it's going to give it a lifetime, one time, I think it's like $147. And then you get links to learning everything, and you get in there, guru, whatever. Look, we're all trying. I'm trying to make sure that we all stay. We all make this thing huge, and we do it so it sustains us for years to come. But remember also, yes, while we want to write business, while we're building this business, you're all looking at passive income down the road. That's what I'm here for. I hope you're all here for the same thing. We have this opportunity. We have the technology. We do have a system. Now we're going to complete it, and we're going to make things great. So when you talk to people, talk to them with confidence. Don't back down. This is who we are. Don't fight with them. I used to. Trust me. Oh, what a waste of time. You can't make people believe what they don't want to believe. It's going to smack them over the face, and then they'll wake up and they'll believe it. Not your problem, not our problem. We are on the right side of this, everybody. I'm telling you now. Look around. Go into your local bank. See if there's any tellers left. There might be one or two. They're going to be gone. You know, they're the walking dead. I hate to say that. So are car dealerships. So are car salesmen. They're the walking dead. And so are insurance agents who are busy driving around, knocking on doors, and driving an hour to see a client that never shows up. They don't even get it yet, but they will, and it's going to come sooner than later. Thank you all for your time. Enjoy the day, and meet me out, Alana. I hope I gave you some good information. More will be coming in the next few weeks. Thank you.
Thank you so much, David. Great insight, and we appreciate all of your hard work learning social media. We're all doing it together, and that's why we have so many great meetings and all this great information that we share with each other. Thanks so much. Let me go ahead and grab Mike.
All right, you guys, it is the end of May, and we are coming up on a time period where it's going to get a little slower in terms of the contact ratios, in terms of your ability to follow up and reach people. Just know that's a normal business cycle no matter what industry or sector that you're in. I will tell you that if you work through this period of time, you will get some results, and then the work that you put in that doesn't get you immediate results will set you up for a nice fall and winter fourth quarter with a lot of results. So let's go into some things I want to talk to you guys about today. And really, some of the things that you guys have to learn is learn from other people. Learn what they're doing well, learn what they're not doing well. And I'm sure that you guys are on LinkedIn. You see a lot of the same stuff. You know, I get these messages all day. How are you? It's great connecting with you. I came across your profile, blah, 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 blah. Are you open to looking at an opportunity? This says nothing. It speaks nothing to me. It doesn't get me interested at all. So what you have to learn is that if everybody's doing the same thing, if everybody's zigging, you want to zag. If everybody's going one way, you want to go the other way. You need to learn how to create effective messages that speak to people with some type of a message that resonates with them to get them responding back. Sometimes in these LinkedIn messages, it's opening up conversation on the front end that can lead to a phone call, that can lead to some information being sent over their way. So like we always talk about, learn from the ones that are doing it well and learn from the ones that are not doing it well, aka the masses. Try to avoid what the masses are doing. Set yourself apart and watch what happens. One of the things that we can do is learn how to use video. So yes, you can go to a YouTube video, copy the URL and post it. But if you take those, convert those into MP4s and upload those, A, if you've got a Facebook business page, those stay in there forever. B, video gets a lot more traction. So this is what I posted earlier this morning, drinking my coffee. It's a 40-second clip of Mark Cuban talking about if you want to take it to the next level, find a business with no limits that you can scale. Well, as soon as I posted that, then you've got, you know, Heather coming on board saying, hey, please advise your idea to me. I said, you know, message me. I'll be glad to help you. When will be a good time for me to speak? Here's my number. Got a packed calendar today. I've got time at 6 p.m. Eastern. I'll give you a call at that time to help you. So there's no business information. There's nothing else other than setting up a phone call. And that phone call is going to go like a structure. Hey, what piqued your interest about what I posted? Give me an idea about what you're doing now. I'm asking questions and probing to uncover a potential problem that Heather's having that I can offer a solution for. If it fits into my wheelhouse, product, business opportunity, whatever it might be, great. But you've got to learn how to open conversations. You've got to learn how to attract people that want to talk to you by doing indirect marketing. So let's exit out of this presentation for just a minute. There is a YouTube video on the channel that shows you how to do this. But very quickly, you guys, just to let you know, it's not really that hard to go out and find stuff. So when you're at, let's say, YouTube, and you find a video, and we're just going to take the first video up here. It doesn't really matter. And then when you're at the video right here, as long as the commercial's not here, once you get past the commercial, you can copy the URL. So you're going to skip the ad. and then you're just going to right-click, copy the video URL. Now, there's a site that I use called en.savefrom.net. And really all you have to do here is insert the YouTube. And then once you do that, you can save as, whatever it is, save it. And then once that is open right here, you can actually, well, it's not pulling up right now because I've got some other stuff up, but you can actually pull that up, and let me pull up another one down here that I did earlier. This is where I found the Mark Cuban. So this is a 18-minute video. If you post an 18-minute video out on social media, it's not going to get watched. So what you want to find is quick little snippets, 30 seconds, 45 seconds, a minute, whatever you want. And when you're watching this, just jot down the beginning time and the start time. And then all you have to do is just go to this pencil right here, and you have to trim the video. And you can do that by pulling up wherever you want the video to start, and then wherever you want the video to stop, and you save as, and it's going to create a video just with the video part that you actually want to extract. It'll turn it to an MP4, and you can start to distribute it on social media platforms. So that's a good little way, and really quick to the point videos, guys. 30, 45 seconds, a minute long is really what you're looking for. Instagram videos have to be a minute or less. So this is all stuff that you guys can start posting that will bring a kind of a fresh look to what you're already doing, get people interested in your message, getting people interested in talking with you, which creates your ability to become, an influencer, engage people, and extract value out of those connections. So let's continue on here. When we're in this position to make, big impact and big money, you're going to need courage. And courage comes in a lot of different forms. Courage doesn't mean, the typical stuff that we look at when we look at a hero, courageous person who rises to the occasion. We're looking for people who are willing to go out, try new things, expand their limits, fail, learn, retest, until they get good at doing something. Once you get good at doing something, all of that previous time, energy, resources that you put into that has value now and going forward. The reason most people aren't successful at things is because they're not willing to put up the upfront effort and let their efforts compound over a time period to get masterful at things. We always talk about you're not going to be an expert from day one, and if you've got the type of mentality where you need to be an expert in day one, you're going to struggle with a lot of things in life. It's going to take weeks. It's going to take months to learn something new. This is what I look at our business opportunity as right now in the business cycle. This is what you should be looking at every single day. This is a digital land grab. This is an opportunity to change the way these offices are built, operated, and managed. And when you start setting up roots in all of these states, when the business model starts to be accepted by the masses and we get that explosive viral state, those digital agencies that you've already put up that are well-rooted, that are well-managed, they're going to explode almost overnight. So do what you need to do right now. Put your stakes in across this country and understand that you are building infrastructure and you're rooting something that's going to grow very, very rapidly at some point in the near future. So when you're looking at your business, you've got to understand, and this is the way I always look at my business and I evaluate what's going on. From me on a personal standpoint as well as organizational growth. If I was a publicly traded company, if Team Prosperity was publicly traded right now, what's going on? Are we in a downtrend line? Once again, this goes for your team as well as you individually. Have you flatlined? Are you on a growth curve? We can throw all the cliches out there. If you're not growing, you're dying. If you're not expanding, you're contracting. And they're all very cliche, but they're very true. If you're not growing, especially in this environment with this business model, with the tools that we have, it's problematic. You should be growing very fast now, and you should be looking at growth metrics, not cash flow, not revenue, not income, but really growth metrics in the beginning, the same way that the dot-coms looked at growth rates in the late 90s. So understand where you are. If you're doing well, continue. If you're not doing well, figure out what went wrong to cause the flat line or the downtrend and correct that for yourself. it's not just our business. It's an overall environment. The next 3 to 5 years are going to be dividing lines for a lot of companies. You've already seen some of these companies that have been around for decades and decades and decades fall to digital disruption. The day of reckoning is here, guys. The only difference in what we're doing, you're applying a digital model to one of the largest industries in the world. And when you look at that, if you're taking market share, there should be a tidal wave of money that follows with that market share. So the multiple of the innovators at a fraction of the cost, at a magnitude of the power, traditional models will not be able to keep up to this accelerated pace and environment that we're introducing to financial services. Everybody's going to be a statistic. Your marriage is going to be a statistic. Your education is going to be a statistic. Whether or not you own a home is a statistic. So when you look at that, are you going to place yourself in the masses, or are you going to place yourself in the minority? And I think that we've all talked plenty of times about the herd mentality, the masses, how they're always wrong. If you can separate yourself and learn how to be in the small percentage of statistics that dominate social media, that goes out and dominates follow-up like nobody else will, you're going to find that success follows you in an exponential rate. So be in the smaller crowd, innovate, develop, work hard, and watch what happens. And the only other thing we can do for the masses is try to help them out possibly on the client side, because if somebody doesn't understand our vision, they don't share our vision, they're not the right partner. If they're not motivated to do something, they're not the right partner. And if they're not excited about this, they're not the right partner. You can't have the vision and the motivation without the excitement. Now, insurance is not the most exciting industry to be in, so you're going to have to find something about this that excites you. What excites me about this is digital disruption and applying that to this industry. So find something that excites you and hold on to it about this model. And as you're out there, you've got to prepare to win. You got to let people know you're in business. You got to interact with your teammates and partners. I find that so many of you guys will sign a partner up and then think that's the end of it and just kind of wish them well, let me know how things are going. And 3 weeks later, there's been no interaction through the CRM. That's a bad sign. In a virtual environment, if you're not creating some type of connection to your partners and to your organization, to your team, you're going to have a lot of drifting and a lot of fallout. Form relationships. Now, you can't pull people through this process. You can't want this more than somebody else wants it for themselves. But the people that are working, as well as other people in the company and the organization that you think that you can extract value from, learn from, form relationships with those people. And last, join our WAM groups, join the activity sheets. Anything that you can do to separate yourself from the crowd has definite advantage for you personally, but also has the advantages of the organizational build-out because you're leading by example. If you're asking somebody to do something and you're not willing to do it yourself, there's not a good chance they're going to follow that lead that you set, which you're saying, don't do as I do as I say. You've got to be willing to go out there and do the things that you want other people to do to set the example. I'm one of the most disorganized people that you ever meet. Alana's one of the most organized people that you ever meet. I can tell you with all this new technology and all the things that we have, it has helped my organization. So if you're like me, not the most organized person, don't fall behind from the very beginning. Start to get a little organization. Start to build some folders. Put stuff in there. Get as organized as you possibly can, because now when I have a partner that calls me and needs something, I know it's in a folder. I know it's easy to find. Versus the old way, which is 20, 30 minutes looking for something that I might have emailed out 3 weeks ago. So understand your skill sets, understand your weaknesses, understand your strengths, and learn from both sides of that. Just like you're always learning from the outside marketplace, also learn from yourself. Protect yourself from yourself, so to speak. The business activity, the marketing activities, it's all about really that word, activity. We talk about if an outsider is looking in, our business is digital, but our business is also about financial literacy. Within our own groups, if you really talk about what our business is, especially in the beginning stages right now, it's about contacts. It's about reaching out to people, framing your conversations, making sure people understand why you're talking to them and a potential, business partner marketing, or on the client marketing. If you learn to frame your conversation, that if you learn how to become somebody who understands the other side and not just talk about what you have, your model, your technology, your system, that's all great. but no one cares about that until you're able to effectively uncover a solution to a problem that they're having. And don't forget, guys, the Virtual Financial University it's open, it's there. Your partners need to complete a phase 1 exchange, doesn't matter, fast or standard track, just get phase 1 done, participate in their own launch campaign. This helps your new partners, but it also helps us as upline managers because now they've got additional resources they can go to and learn all about what's a tier 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That way, you're not having to spend your day going back through the same stuff with different people over and over and over again. And that way, your partner gets the convenience of being able to watch it when they want, stopping it, rewinding it, pausing it, come back to it. So this is a great resource for your partners to really start to grow. It's going to take you through every tier, explaining the inner mechanics of each of the tiers. It helps both them learn as well as build their business to create the nationwide digital agencies. If you have a system in place, and people learn that system, they're going to create that independence from you a lot quicker than otherwise, where you're teaching them everything, holding their hand, and basically walking with them for a long period of time. Somebody masters the system, they're ready to go out and do this on their own. And don't forget, our WAM groups, the weekly accountability meetings, are open to anybody once the new 12-week year starts. We're about halfway through right now, but I can tell you doing these for the last few 12-week years, outside of just the normal review of the week, the special topics that we talk about, it's nice to be connected with people who are working the business, hearing about what they're doing well, what they're not doing well, that positivity and that group interaction. I get a lot out of it. I feed off of a lot of it for my upcoming week. Even though Alana and I have been doing this for a while, I still learn stuff from brand new people coming in. So there's multiple advantages to doing the extra stuff that we offer. Conversations. The quicker that you understand how to read a person, the better your business is going to take off in the right direction. It's kind of like playing cards. Sometimes you don't even have to, play the exact card. You just have to play the person at the table. And that's really what marketing is all about. So how do I analyze people? Well, are they wanting something? In other words, AKA a wantrepreneur? Are they willing to work hard for something, a real entrepreneur? A lot of people want the end result. Most everybody does. Very few are willing to work for it. You're looking for the people that are willing to work for it because that core group that you're forming doesn't have to be too big. 5 to 7 people that really see this, understand it, willing to work for it. You can have multi-directional growth and set up the core of what will be nationwide franchises. And this, we talk about this pyramid all the time. I found this pyramid online several months ago, but it makes a lot of sense to me. So if you are the action point right here, and it's a product, it's a business opportunity, you can't get to the top of this pyramid right here without going through the bottom. You've got to know how to build rapport, which establishes some trust and credibility. Allow the other person to speak. What normally happens is when they speak, after you establish that trust and credibility, they're going to start to divulge information. That information is going to be about goals they want, problems they want to avoid, whatever that might be. A goal or a problem, the carrot or the stick that we call it, is going to lead to a solution. And that solution will lead to an action step. You can't have the action step without the solution. Can't have the solution without the problem. Can't uncover the problem without the information. Can't get the information without the trust and the credibility. You can't get there without the rapport. If you master this pyramid, you're going to be a great marketer on both the product and the partner side as well. Just reverse engineer it, dissect it backwards. All components equal mastery. Like we were just talking about, if you learn how to put yourself in the shoes of the other people that you're speaking with in the open marketplace, and potentially uncovering a problem that you think most in that demographic would have or that subset would have, and learn how to talk about being a problem solver, you're going to get a lot more conversations open. So what's the problem your audience is having, and what's the solution you're going to offer? Remember, the solution needs to be masked. Strategy, system, solution, something that allows you to carry on the conversation. If you lead too much with the business, the product, conversations get cut real short because that's how everybody else leads their conversation. If you're a true marketer and you want to be good at your craft, learn how to uncover problems and offer solutions. That's where we want to be. Solutions-based marketing, not product, not business-based marketing, but solutions-based marketing. When you identify audiences, learn how to talk to those audiences in a certain way that uncovers a problem that you have solutions for, people are going to be interested in speaking with you. And the solution really is not designated to one subset or one part of the assembly line. You're going to be able to offer solutions as a marketer, solutions as a manager, and solutions as a consultant. If you become solutions-based, solve people's problems, watch what happens. We always bring this up, but I am fully entrenched and committed to the fact that if you grow a business and you know your numbers, not only do you know them right now, but you know how to scale a business. If you have no idea what actions you're having, what results it's getting, the scalability part of this business model is going to be absent from your equation. You have to know your numbers. You have to know them well. You have to dissect them. You have to get good enough at knowing your numbers and producing an equation that gets results that you can pass on to the people in your organization and scale the organization. One of the advantages that we should have in the marketplace is our ability to mentor, coach, and help people coming in. A lot of, in this industry, the feedback I get from people that didn't make it from other places, the support and the training was just not there. They just kind of throw you out there. We want to reverse that process or inverse that process and hold people's hand, coach and mentor them, and put them in a position where they feel confident before we go out and have them doing all this on their own. Learn how to evaluate the value of anything. I think sometimes, especially in the very beginning, we put a lot of value on a lead. We have to create leads and resolve leads in order to find what we're looking for. But a lead in itself has little value. It's part of the process, but don't overvalue your leads. If you do that, you're going to become timid in your approach to that lead resolution and the follow-up, and it's going to hurt your business. Now, a lead has little value. A client has a little bit more value. A partner should have a little bit more value. A partner with activity, more value. A partner that's part of your core group, a lot of value. And then partners that help you set up distribution legs that are part of your franchises in that 6 levels has a lot of value. So understand the value of each point in the process or the equation and make sure that you don't overvalue the leads and don't undervalue your partners that are trying to make it happen. Acquisition. This is the only metric that you should care about. Acquisition grows your business. The only metric you should care about regardless of the cost of X. So let's say that we're a consultant, and let's say that we are buying leads, and let's say we buy 2 $50 leads, and out of those 2 $50 leads, we get a client out of that. Well, our cost of acquisition of that client is $100. Now, if we buy $100 leads, and out of those 100 leads that we pound the phone through, we find one client, our cost of acquisition of that client is $100. So I want you guys to start understanding the key metrics of how to build the business and understand your cost of acquisition of a partner or a client is the key metric here that you really want to understand and focus on. And these are lessons that I was in a webinar the other day, and these are just some takeaways. Stop believing all the experts out there. Adopt a return on investment chart for effective appointment generation, whether that's clients, partners. Start with email and LinkedIn. Start with basic stuff, master it, move on. In the digital landscape, the digital environment, it works for insurance and financial services. Despite increased competition, despite the fact it's a very large industry with a lot of players and competitors, it still works here. So understand the environment that we're in, understand the opportunity that you have, and start to use some of these things and learn from them. You're going to fail at first, 100%. So go ahead and just digest that, understand that, and realize that we're all doing the same thing, learning from each other. But every time you fail, correct, and find something that works, what you're going to find is that you can pass that down to the generations below you. And if you create better experiences for each generation that comes under you, this is going to take off like a rocket ship. So this is the pyramid right here. Email, LinkedIn, paid ads, landing pages, websites, social media. You should have multi-facets to your marketing, whether it's client, partner, whether it's kind of a hybrid mix of both. You want to have multiple things going on. Now, one of the things that we always stress, and I'm going to stress it again, you cannot just throw money at this. If you go and think that you're going to do LinkedIn advertising, Facebook advertising, Twitter advertising, and just set up an account, throw money at that, it's like a slot machine. It's just going to get sucked up. Until you really know what to do, you need to keep funds very, very limited for social media marketing. If you guys have any questions about any of this stuff, let us know. But especially in the beginning, start and try to create some organic growth, and then use the money, aka the house's money as it comes in, to pay yourself for your efforts and invest a little bit back into your business for marketing, infrastructure, whatever it is that you're trying to create for yourself. And return on investment. And like I said, don't look at the cost of something. Look at the return of something. So if you spend $9,500 or if you spend $2,200 on marketing campaigns and it produces $9,500 in revenue or income, with 432% return on investment. So we're always talking about client acquisition, partner acquisition, return on investment. Know your numbers. They're key metrics. If you ignore this stuff, it's going to be a lot harder to build and scale a business, because as other people come in and they're flocking to these metrics, they're flocking to these opportunities, and they're willing to go out and do that, they're going to build stronger organizations. And then know your numbers, and then that includes all aspects of the business. So one of the things that Alana and I really took away from the last WealthWave convention is the top earners at WealthWave, they know exactly what they need to make on every direct deposit cycle in order to hit their numbers for the year. So they're not talking about a year goal. They're talking about that Tuesday, Friday direct deposit, twice a week, 9 pay cycles a month. What do I need to hit that pay cycle in order to stay on course to reach my goals? The easier it becomes to identify and break things down to smaller compartments, the easier it becomes to manage and micromanage those things and evaluate really, how your business is doing. There's 4 streams of income that a new partner can make here. You've got personal income, agency income as you start to build your office, expansion income as you start to build the franchises, and bonus income. And you also need to understand for yourself and your partners how the tracks affect that. Instant raises on the standard or fast track. Instant contract spreads on the standard or fast track. You get to your franchise opportunity a lot faster on the standard or fast track. And then the bonus money is just a reaffirmation that you're doing things right. 9% bonus pool every single month, 8 $16,000 quarterly bonuses. It is a very legit opportunity and path to get a new partner up to $100K a year in bonus money. And that's before we talk about any of the rest of the stuff. So understand, trillion-dollar industry, billion-dollar platform, disruptive model. We're in attack mode here, guys. And when you're looking at the income calculator, this is a great forecasting tool. Know that 3 out of those 4 income streams that we just went over can be forecasted in the income calculator. Obviously up here, you've got the product, you've got the contract level, you've got the premium per month. This top line in blue right here will show you personal income. If I'm an insurance agent, financial services rep, selling product, how much am I going to make? As I start to build my office or my agency, I can figure out the spreads. How many people do I have as agency managers, field managers, vice presidents? And then what is the average number of policies being sold in my office per month? And you can break those down and start forecasting overrides. And the final piece of the puzzle that you can actually forecast on this calculator is your franchise or distribution build out. This is the final piece of the puzzle. This is where you go from self-employed agency owner to the right-hand side of the cash flow quadrant as a business owner with established digital agencies that are doing this on their own without your help. That's passive income. That's what the goal of this is. The only thing, like I said, that you cannot forecast on this calculator is bonus income. Well, let's just take a look at running one base shop as an office, as a senior vice president with no other digital franchises, no other distribution set up, just running one office. Well, first of all, we want to look at the monthly bonus. And when you look at the monthly bonus, it's based on WFG standards. So their recruiting doesn't have that, exponential or hyper rate that we're experiencing now in the future. So basically, and these are not exact numbers because you have to realize there's a couple of variables. What you did as a base shop, then how many other people qualify for the pool. But 3 direct recruits in a base shop and $25,000 in total production will probably get you about a $1,500 bonus as a senior vice president running an office. 3 recruits coming in and a total of $50,000 in production should net you about a $3,000 monthly bonus. And that's what we're going to look at here. We're going to use this bonus structure to take it forward and see what we can possibly do. Well, if we did that every month, then that $3,000 monthly bonus is also going to spur on a quarterly bonus. And you can see at 50,000 net points total per month for 3 consecutive months or a quarter, on top of the monthly bonuses, that would be an $8,000 quarterly bonus. So when you add this up, you've got $3,000 a month bonus every month in a year. That's $36,000 in monthly bonus pool money every year. Now, that would also qualify you for the $8,000 quarterly bonus. So we're not even going for the $16,000. We're just looking at the $8,000. So when you look at that, you've got $36,000 in monthly bonuses, $32,000 in quarterly bonuses. That's $68,000 in bonus money per year as a senior vice president running one base shop. Not too hard to get to, guys. This is very achievable. Well, now let's look at this a little bit further. That bonus structure that we just showed you shows very minimal partner growth, which anybody with a digital model should be able to crush that, and an average of $138 a day total premium in their base shop. These are not pie-in-the-sky numbers, very achievable, but at the same time, this bonus, without any of the rest of the money, would eclipse the total average median household income for the U.S. in 2018, which is around $62,000. This is a cash flush industry with a very big platform that can pay out a lot of money. All you got to do is put the pieces together and watch what comes back. And this comes from my my vision board, but I just wanted to show you the middle right here. To get some of the top places on this platform, you no longer need a securities license like we mentioned, but the $2.25 million rolling 12 months, there'll be 9 base shops, $250,000 per year as a base shop. That's an average of about $21,000 per base shop. You can divide this any way you want. That would be 7 policies at $250 a month, 14 policies at $125 a month. Guys, it's not that hard to establish 9 franchises across the country that do very minimal production. It all starts with your understanding about your numbers, about where you need to go. So as you're stair-stepping up to senior vice president, you need to understand what it takes to get to the next rung in the ladder. But also as you get to that vice president, you're making your march towards senior vice president, you need to know exactly what it takes. 75,000 annual points over 3 months. It's 6,250 in monthly premium over 3 months, which is an average of around $2,100 a month, or $70 a day premium written every day over a 90-day cycle in your entire organization. Just to let you know, average term policy in this country is about $68 a month. So you're writing 1 average term policy per day, every day, for a 90-day cycle, and you'll get there. Think assets, not income. Yes, when we come into the business, we want to make some immediate income, put our money in our pocket, get more confident about our choice to come in this business. But in your own reflection of this business, in talking to your partners in marketing, people need to think assets, because if you learn how to build assets and not build income, the longevity and the stability to be able to do what you want, when you want, with who you want, creates a new lifestyle for yourself. So remember, if you're thinking assets, $100,000 passive income is equal to about $2.5 to $3 million in the bank. So going back to that income calculator, for most Americans, would it be easier for them to save $2.5 to $3 million in the bank, or would it be easier to build an organization that spins off $100,000 in passive income per year? So understand assets over income. It's hard to think about that because we're always thinking about paying the mortgage, paying the bills. But if we step outside that little cycle and understand we are building a cash flow asset, which is the best asset to have, it's a gigantic opportunity here. And don't forget, as you build first-generation offices, when those are established, well-run, an SVP should be worth about $10,000 a month to you. So every first-generation franchise that you build, once it's up and running and once it's stable, should be about $10,000 a month in passive income to you. This is a 5-year plan. If somebody commits 5 years to this, and in the 3rd week they're already complaining, that's problematic. So we need to stress this is a 5-year plan. If a lot of the growth comes in, 24, 36, 48 months, you've got to put that upfront 8, 9, 10, 10, or 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 months, whatever it might be. That first year is to learn, put the infrastructure in place, and have something that you know over the next 48 months you can count on to really build this up, blow it up, and form an exit strategy, which most people, no matter what industry or sector they're in, they have no exit strategy. So this is a franchise opportunity without the franchise cost and without the franchise obligations or commitments. We went over the quadrants of the income there. You've got the assembly line to put it all together. In my opinion, it's one of the greatest business opportunities around if you can put it together correctly. We need to look at virtual financial as a commitment, and I compare it to like a 401k. The 401k requires that you put money in over a period of time to have something to withdraw from. Virtual financial just requires some time, sweat equity, grit, a little perseverance. And I bring this up because if somebody starts a 401k, 3.5 weeks later, they've made one deposit and they're upset because they don't have hundreds of thousands of dollars ready to start withdrawing from, it would sound ludicrous to us. Same thing here. If you're in the business for 3, 4, 5 weeks, a few months, and things haven't materialized like you thought, you've got to give it enough time. And that's the main problem I see with a lot of people is the vision to be able to see past tomorrow, past next week, past next month, to be able to let this root out. Don't forget, we've got a lot of advantages, not on the virtual side, but on our platform side. They can absorb our growth. Other companies would struggle. They paid out $1 billion, expected to pay out $4 billion, $80 million home office, $20 million computer system. Everything's put in place for you from day one. Compliance department, commissions, marketing, IT, legal, direct deposit twice a week, 9 pay cycles a month. Everything that I hated running businesses, being an entrepreneur, it's instantly taken care of for me from day one, so I can concentrate on fostering business relationships, training my partners, growing my business, all this admin stuff I don't have to worry about. And also, when you're out there marketing, talking to people, realize some of the advantages. No territorial restrictions, cost expenses associated with traditional model, no driving around, all the things that are associated with that part of the normal industry, multiple roles, including non-sales roles, looking for top talent. So when somebody asks, what are you guys looking for? I'm looking for top talent. And I'm looking for those people that I can turn into management trainees to help with our nationwide expansion. Financial education, in my opinion, is the biggest problem facing our country today. So the mission statement behind the client side should be pretty passionate about that. Yes, you gain premium. Yes, you build agencies. Yes, you make income. Yes, you create long-standing cash flow. But you're also putting the people that you come across and influence in a much better position most of the time, unless they totally ignore your advice and your recommendations. So what's your game plan? What are you going to do? How are you going to do it? Without a game plan, if you just go onto the field and just think that you're going to just, make it up as you go along, you're going to get run over in this environment. So you've got to form a game plan and stick to it. You're in the .com era. You're in the digital environment era. So, innovation is a state of mind. Don't just look at our model as an innovative model and do the same old things that everybody else is doing. Innovation is a state of mind. How can I innovate? How can I get better? How can I change the game on multiple ways, including what I do on a day-to-day basis? Remember, you're a brand. Virtual Financial is behind you. You're a brand first and foremost. So realize that, build your brand, have a focus, be genuine, tell a story, be consistent, be ready and willing to fail, create a positive impact, follow successful examples, live your brand, let other people help tell your story. Have fun doing this, guys. If you go into each day, going through it, just kind of pushing or pulling yourself through it, it's going to be a struggle. Have fun with some of these things. As you learn new things and you get better at it, reward yourself. Tell yourself you're doing a great job. But if you don't find things to have fun in this business, something that you're excited about, it's going to be a struggle. Life is about grabbing it. I want you guys to quit playing defense and go on the offense. Just go out there, put yourself out there, be willing to do the things that are uncomfortable in the beginning, knowing they're going to become more comfortable as you go along. You can't have 1,000 followers without having the first follower. You can't go Facebook Live and expect 100 people to watch you without going through the first time where you might not have anybody watch you. So understand, it's going to hurt in the beginning. Things are going to be uncomfortable. But if you're unwilling to be that person that's uncomfortable, you're going to get passed up by the people who are willing to. We always talk about LinkedIn. LinkedIn is one of my main go-to in the beginning to point you guys towards, because especially since Microsoft purchased LinkedIn, it's become more of a content-driven marketplace. It's changing. Every change they make seems to be more beneficial for our market, our business model, what we do. So never ignore the power of a marketplace like LinkedIn. And follow the people like we just talked about. They're doing it right. Gary Vee is doing it right. So when we look at Gary Vee and what he's done, two ways to attack content. You got to produce it, which is ultimately where we want to go. But until you get there, you want to engage with it. So search for things that matter to you. Read the post. Leave the most relevant comment. And you learn things. I learn how to do everything these days on YouTube, whether it's doing something in the house that I didn't know how to do, or whether it's doing something in digital marketing that I didn't know how to do. That's my new library. I go there, I learn stuff. If it's something that you need to implement as you go along, press pause, go and do it, come back, watch the rest of it. Can't stress enough about how much I've learned off YouTube, guys. And for the consultants, marketers, managers, understand, guys, life insurance is not a dirty word. Somebody's sick or they're dead, you're coming with money in time of need versus a total financial chaos and collapse. Decisions made today save or screw your clients in the future. So understand the connotations about insurance. You got to throw those out the door. I had the same ones when I came into this business. And understand that your clients, the people that you're speaking with, they want their financial advisor to take into consideration their health when building their financial strategy. When we look at what causes financial chaos in a household, a lot of times it's medical events, medical issues, medical expenses that cause a financial hole they could just not ever climb out of. You may repair the income and get back to work, but all those missed bills, all those delinquent bills, if you don't have the income to catch up and you can just spin your wheels, things start to happen. Protection and accumulation is really our 1-2 combination punch for what we try to do for our business model. There are 6 building blocks in that F&A: cash flow, debt management, emergency fund, protection, accumulation, and estate preservation. The ones that we really have products for, that we concentrate on from our business model, is protection and accumulation. And we were just talking about this. This is scenes from Groundhog Day. Ned Ryelson, or whatever his name was. This is the typical, image that a lot of people get when we talk about insurance salesmen. Now, we're a digital model. Insurance sales is the back end of what we do. But even if we look at insurance sales, if you're a professional and if you are someone that can help people, you need to understand your place, your expertise, and your need in today's society. Protection, wealth accumulation, wealth preservation and distribution. Insurance industry has changed. You can get a lot done, and if you're an expert or a specialist, you need to understand your value to the people that you speak with. Never discount yourself or your value to the public or the people that you're dealing with. People lie, numbers don't. We've been showing this a couple of weeks in a row here, but the total advantage calculator here will line up everything. So if you're a consultant and you want to get more premium in an IUL, learn how to use tools that will effectively put people into a mindset and a position to make bigger premium decisions based on the ability to do X, Y, and Z. So it's the IULagent.com, and it's the Total Advantage Calculator. It does have a cost of $40 or $50 a month. If you're new, you don't need it. You've been in consulting here for a while, and you're looking for ways to get more premium on IUL sales, line it up. Show people why they should put more money into an IUL. And for the marketing side, Tier 1 is absolutely the front door of your business. You need to let people know that you're in business, and you need to let in the right people as far as partners and clients and keep out the wrong people. Tier 1 establishes awareness, interest, it creates decision points and action. Tier 1 is the foundation of your business. Look at it as bricks. The more Tier 1s you have, the more bricks you have, the easier it's going to be to build your business. The more Tier 1s you have, the more velocity it creates, which streamlines down to more partners, more clients. And velocity is really where the rubber hits the road, to speak. If you can create velocity in your organization, watch out, because you're not going to need additional capital. You're not going to need additional infrastructure. You have a clear path to scale this business as large as you can possibly imagine. That starts with attacking the day, no matter how you feel. We all feel different on different days. Sometimes you feel like crap. Sometimes you feel good. If you just make a commitment to yourself to attack each day, regardless of how you feel, it will dramatically help your results. I don't want to call most any day. I'm sure you guys feel that, the same way. If you allow that to creep in, we always talk about that. If you let a day go by, 2 days go by, 3 days go by, a week go by without making any calls, that little cell phone starts to feel like 500 pounds, starts to feel even more uncomfortable to do it, and it's easier to keep putting it off. If you call, follow up, do what you need to do every day, that phone feels light, it becomes a rhythm of activity, it becomes a habit, and we always talk about the brain loves good habits, the brain loves bad habits. However you set it up, it's going to want to continue in that way. All you're doing is using your upfront marketing as an attraction to get business partners and clients. And we talk about this. You want to build something, you've got to have the bricks to put on there for the outside structure. You can't invite people into a building that's not built. So Tier 1 contacts allow you to build the building and put people into the building that you actually want to communicate with. All of this, guys, all of this feeds the CRM, whether it's email campaigns, social media, calls, ads, it all fills the CRM. So your CRM is the top of the funnel for our business. Now, at the top of that funnel, you've got a lot of different ways, but the marketing that you do streamlines down to the CRM. The CRM is always hungry. It always wants more leads. And as you put leads into the CRM through our follow-ups, through what we do on a day-to-day basis, you're going to resolve those leads. We're not convincing. We're not rebuttaling. We're not explaining. We're creating and resolving leads to look for people like us that understand this and want to be part of it on the partner side. Through the partner-based marketing, you can also uncover some people that might not be a good fit for the business, but they might be a good fit for some client side of the business, free F&As with a seasoned consultant. Follow-up, guys. We always talk about this. Not following up is leaving business growth on the table. If you want to leave business growth, you want to leave income, revenue, cash flow on the table, that's fine. I don't. Follow-up will set you apart from most anybody in this industry as well as other industries, because when you look at the statistics, 1 contact attempt, 2 contact attempts is where the majority and the masses usually leave it. If you go over and beyond that, you're going to find a lot of monies out there in the follow-up. Also remember, guys, we have a lot of part-time entrepreneurs here that are working full-time jobs. We champion the cause of part-timers. It's a big advantage of our model. We support them in their business, but they have to know that a job plus a business is going to be a sacrifice for a period of time. Are they prepared to make that sacrifice in order to build a business where a job is no longer needed? If they are, we're going to do a lot for them in the beginning. They're at their W-2 job. We're training partners. We're doing client-based presentations. We're probably doing 90% of the work for them. But if they're not willing to do that other 10%, if you've got a W-2 job and you want to come home, you want to watch Netflix or cable or hang out with the family, that's fine. You're going to have to make some sacrifices if you want this to work. We've got a lot of people in here that are doing this, and I'm at all the way that you guys can juggle your time, make time for this, and you're the ones that I'm rooting for to become successful. There's no better source of accomplishment from our side as managers until then we get that person into the position where they can exit out of the W-2 job and do this full time. That is quite an accomplishment for both the partner as well as the management. Some people have thousands of reasons why they cannot do what they want to do, when all you really need is one reason why they can. So that's, once again, evaluating and reading people. We had a girl in our organization that she would always bring me people that always leading with problems, with what was going wrong in their life. And hardly any of those people made it in our organization. I tried to help her, try to coach her, try to train her and support her. But at the end of the day, if you're striking up conversation, leading with your problems, you're going to attract the same type of people. And problem-based people never have solutions. They always want to talk about problems. If you have a reason to do something, you have enough passion, you're going to succeed here. The last thing I'll leave you guys with today, the most difficult thing is the decision to act. If you came into this company, you saw what we saw, you saw the opportunity, the rest is merely tenacity. That sweat equity, that grit, that perseverance to get it done through the good days and the bad days, because ultimately on the backside, when you get this done correctly, you got a cash flow asset, puts you in the top tier income earners in this country, but you're coupling that with lifestyle and time freedom. We call that the new rich. Very few people get to experience that, and when you do, it opens up all new doors for your life. Spiritual, travel, charitable contributions, because now you're not locked into the cycle paying the mortgage, paying the bills, making it to next week, because you've got your financial obligations more than covered, and you have the ability to go out, send the elevator back down, and help people that were not in a position that you had. Remember, if you've got a certain skill set, you've got a certain vision, you've got a certain tenacity to come in and get this done, when you are successful, appreciate what you've done, but also appreciate the opportunity that you were given and help out other people maybe that weren't as advantaged as you were. So that's all we've got for today, guys. If you have anything you want to discuss publicly right now, Alon's going to open up the lines. If you guys need any help privately, just let us know. If you're working, we're more than willing to work with you.
Wow, what a great training by Mike Amos. Thank you so much. So let me go ahead and stop the recording, and we'll open up the floor.